Get it on out the way. We recording, y'all.
All right, boom.
Welcome to Street Recovery. I have father and son team here, Both are legends in their own way. Malik Duncan and his dad, Mike Bell. Mr. Bell, let's get to it. 3 successful kids.
Absolutely.
Hey, how does that feel, for one?
I mean, it feels great, when your kids doing positive and you keep them, on the right path and they take the right path, it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, how all the kids' fathers not around right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to be there for your kids and keep them right. It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, every last one of them doing well,
Absolutely.
Growing up through the program, they came with my father's program. I seen every last one of these guys play.
Right.
Every last one of these dudes had some kind of leadership about themselves. Some kind of it was one of those things where you see these guys and they couldn't be steered in the wrong direction. Where was that built? How did you build that within them between you and mom?
Well, you try to, let them know that, doing wrong when you're young and you take the wrong path, it leads to the penitentiary or the graveyard.
Yeah.
And don't nobody want to die.
Mm-hmm.
You all got to die. You feel me?
Yes.
But ain't no use to dying young.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So you try to let them know that if you take this wrong path, it's a chance you can end up in the penitentiary or you can end up in the graveyard.
Yes.
Or you can take this positive path, and grow and develop something, get you a nice woman and raise a family and, do positive things.
Yes.
And die an old man.
That's one of the greatest way to go out,
Absolutely.
Mr. Duncan,
Yo.
defensive player for Quad City of the indoor football league.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is what I want to know. How in the hell did you manage to go over there and stir up some hell, for one, after you got out of school? How did you make that happen?
Well, my journey was crazy. It was just like I remember about 10 years ago exactly, me and my dad went to my banquet in high school, and I didn't even get a participation award. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he was like, we was salty about it. I think I was a junior at the time. And he was just like, you just got to make them feel you. Like, you got to make a name. I want people to be like, when they see me, that's Dunk Dad, not that's Mike Bell's son,
Yeah.
So I took that approach and just worked hard and just always remember that hard work, beats talent. And then it just took it and ran with it and just worked hard, man. And I was able to go Division I. I was the first ever All-American corner in St. Francis history. So that was big. And I had met some great friends, and they pushed me every day. And it was just a blessing. But then after that, I got a chance with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then I ended up going to Quad City. So Quad City, me personally, I feel like I haven't even really showed my best, what I really can do. This past season was...
You're still young.
Yeah, but just off the, the things that I have done is like 2022 with Quad City, we went to the national championship and lost in Las Vegas by 2. Everything was great going into, I had my other brother that people don't really know about, his other son, D-Man, Darion Jackson. But we was causing havoc, and I ended up tearing my LCL and my MCL at the same time.
Shit.
And I just kept playing, though. I played through it, popped some Tylenols, and just thug it out. So I ended up putting on some weight, unnecessary weight, and finished the season. And then this past season, I wasn't even going to play just because my mental just wasn't there, just with everything from having surgery, and just really wasn't where I wanted to be. So it wasn't the greatest season.
But it was the season that got you, got you going and how to recover from the injury.
Yeah, this past season woke me up to reality, to like, just with everything I went through, through the people talking about me, just bring me back flashbacks to what motivated me 10 years ago. So now, my motto going into this next season is everything's personal. And that's how I'm going to live it by for this next go round.
When my brothers and my father, they see your sons, they smile, man. It's nothing like seeing the joy in my father's face when he see all three of your boys and he say certain things,
Right.
but more they're successful. They come from his crop, as he say.
Absolutely,
and,
absolutely.
He
Yep,
appreciate that, seeing that, and I appreciate the smile that I get to see on his face when he see you guys.
Yeah.
It's something else.
Yeah.
Without a lot of you guys, me and my brothers won't get to see some of the fruits of the labor, that they put in and the pops put in, and it's a hell of a feeling when he can sit up here and brag about you guys.
Yeah. Your dad,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your dad was the first one to call me Mo Week. It never was Malik, it was Mo Week. So my cousins to this day right now, they call me Mo Week. When they spell it, it's M-O Week. So that's the craziest thing, but it's hilarious though. It's hilarious.
Being the neighborhood that we practice in and play ball in, what comes with that.
Right.
How did you manage, to get around some of those things without getting caught up in a lot of this street shit?
For me, it was more like, so my Uncle Rome, he goes to every practice when we was playing, and my cousin Jerome Baker, that's his father, and Uncle Rome,
Miami Dolphin linebacker.
Yeah, and Uncle Rome was pretty much like honest about like who we hung around, and things like that. My dad was just like, all right, Uncle Rome going to practice. My mom, we know Uncle Rome gonna be at practice, so
Yeah,
you just gotta really know like who you hang around. Just understand that, I was a guy growing up. I thought everybody was my friend. My dad always would say like everybody not your friend, but I never really realized that until I got older and I really started going through different things. But just to manage to get through that, you just gotta understand like you see these guys make this choice. Why would I make this choice too? You know what I'm saying? And I can end up being in this situation. Like I'm a guy. I ain't sitting here trying to argue with nobody. I ain't with no debating and none of that stuff.
Right.
I'm trying to just live a good life, positive life, and happy life. Everything obviously can't be happy. You can't always be happy, but I just want to be at peace enough to the point where I know I'm happy. So it just, you just got to make the decision. I lost a lot of friends at young ages and, over the years, to gun violence and stuff like that. And I know I ain't trying to die young from that,
Let me ask you this. We all black males, and we all live in the city, and we all lost friends to a lot of this street shit. One of the most let's say this. One of the most memorable moments when you got that call that somebody is out of here.
Yeah.
Mr. Bell, what was that call for you?
Well, what it was like.
Yes.
Well, it's like just mentioning one of my dudes, man. I had just left him, and it was just something I just couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? It's like a dream. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They called me. He called me. It was like 2:15. He called me, and I talked to him on the phone. This at night, 2:15 in the morning, and he was supposed to came with me. And I was like, yeah. I said, I'm about to leave. I'm about to come and pick you up right now. Soon I hang up. It wasn't even 5 minutes later. Somebody called me and said he was dead. And I said, I just got off the phone with him. You know what I'm saying? And it kind of like just blew me all the way back. I just really couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Until I went down the way, then went to the hospital and he was dead. But it was just, You know, it was just unbelievable, man. It's just like, 1 minute here, next minute you gone.
Gone.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how fast it can happen, just like that. You know what I'm saying? It don't take long to die.
Nah,
You know what I'm
don't.
saying? And the first thing people say, I just talked to him. I just talked to him. I just seen him. People say that, but that's how it go,
Mr. Duncan,
Yeah.
that call that you got.
I say the one that probably stick with me the most. It's probably like two of them. 2019 and then 2020. 2019, I had a birthday party. My cousin Jay, he was on his way. We just talked at like 10:30. We just literally talked on FaceTime, and he know I don't really like to be outside. I don't kick it. But if I kick it, I'm gonna kick it. So,
Yeah.
but he like, cuz you really having a party? I'm like, yeah, man, you gonna be there? He like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, food there. So I'm like, all right then. And this was like, literally, we hung up. He died, but I didn't know he died until about 12:15. I'm like, in the club, I'm like, he still ain't here. And I check my phone, I look on Instagram. He the first one popped up. Then I just remember dropping. I just dropped in the seat. And it was just like, it was unbelievable because we played at Lonnie Burton together. And your brother, Coach PJ, he coached us. We went undefeated this year. My major year, went undefeated. We had lost in the second round against the East 88th Street Browns. But he was on that team. And on that team alone, the team before that, we probably lost when I look at that picture, probably like 5 people that I know for sure that died on that team, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy.
I hate to bring back these kind of memories and these kind of, feelings. But in order for a lot of us, parents and kids, to understand how this shit works,
Yeah.
it has to be spoke about through people with real experience instead of listening to these guys with the music.
For sure.
A lot of these guys, we don't know who, but a lot of these guys, they can't have the experience that a lot of us have seen and been through in life with this street shit. Let me ask you this. Everybody that you've been around with the street shit, you not being street guy,
Right.
are you comfortable being around them?
If I feel like if it's a situation where I feel like my dad always told me if it's a situation where you think it's some funny money going on, don't even go. And my dad always tell me like I don't ride in the car with nobody. I ride by myself. Like what I'm saying. I ride with him. Just ride with people who doing good. If you feel like somebody doing bad, you can't be around them. So I just try not to put myself in a bad situation. If I feel like that, if I feel like something will go south, I won't do it. I mean, you just got to make a smart decision. And with the street stuff, it's like you got family members who with the street stuff. So like,
Exactly.
I don't need to be the street. I'm trying to make it out. I'm trying to be the one to be like, they call me like, oh, cuz on TV or cuz doing this or, let's go to cuz house. Like I want to be I don't need to. I got family members who already did that and who do that. I don't want no parts of that. I'm just trying to keep it positive. I want to be a role model. My nephews, my future kids, and family members, or even people who don't even personally know me, who just know my story or just seen me or just boom, boom, boom. Be like, oh, that dude Malik Duncan is da 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 da. I want to be one of that. I want to be remembered like that, like somebody that people remember me in that way.
How hard is that? Growing up, because you're 26, right?
27. I just turned 27.
How hard is it staying on the straight path these days? From your 19, 20 years old all the way up to now, to just stay on that straight path and not get bothered or get caught up in that BS.
It was hard. I mean, to come from the hood, right? Like I didn't go outside for real in the hood, and you can ask anybody. I didn't. My cousins would try to get me to come outside and friends, and I ain't going outside. I just would stay in the house, play the game, and I love football, so it was like I'm like I gotta make it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was always my goal. But just to stay on the course, it was adjustment to go from, to go from the hood and from the city to go to predominantly white school, right? That was a crazy adjustment in my life.
It's one of those experiences that you never forget, and many kids don't get.
Yeah, but it woke me up because I had some situations where it could have went south quick, and luckily it was false allegations, and I never talked about it because it was false allegations. It was never nothing. I wasn't even there, Somebody just used my name in situations, and it went from there. But I just was like, those woke me up, and from that day forward, it was like that's when I changed to the point where it was like, I have to adapt to where in any environment I am. You know what I'm saying? Or wherever I'm at, I have to adapt to that situation.
It helped you a hell of a lot,
Yeah.
Mr. Bell, him getting to that position to where he is, I'm going to ask this. That's a rare position.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things you've done to get him to that position? Because there's a lot of parents, they don't know how to get it, to where their kid is in a different situation and a chance to win in life.
Well, I had took the wrong path at one time. Like all my friends, when they do negative things, because I was always the type I can be with anybody.
Right.
I was never no follower. I was a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I always try to teach them to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how some people say if you hanging with the same person, birds of a feather flock together. That's not always true. Because see, when I was coming up, my friends say they finna go rob somebody or they finna go take something or do something. I shake their hand and say, y'all be careful. I'm gonna see you later. And I go one way, they go the other.
Yeah.
If they say they want to go get drunk and smoke weed, I say, okay, I see y'all later. I go one way and they go the other. You know what I'm saying? But when I took my wrong path and selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? I was just trying to do that to take care of my family.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying?
Yes.
When I went to prison, I was trying to let them know I tell them prison stories. So when you tell them prison stories, they don't want that.
Don't want it.
You know what I'm saying? That's just like if the stove is hot, that fire over there, a kid don't know. But if your daddy say, son, don't touch that fire right there, you'll burn yourself. Then you going to say, okay, I can take what my daddy say and take it to the bank. Because I know my daddy going to tell me the truth.
When you laughed,
Yeah.
you don't have to say no names. Or
No, I'm
like
just
that,
it's just we talk one thing about me, like now that I'm older and stuff like that, as the years went on, I call my parents every day. Like even if I just need to talk to my mom for 5 minutes, if I just have to talk to them once a day. My dad is more like, you might talk to him today, and then you might get 2 days, might not talk to him, but he gonna call you back. He might call you back at the weirdest time. So, but my mom, I can blow her up. He sleep until who knows. So you never know. But he tell me stories all the time. That's one thing my dad gonna do. He gonna tell you a story. He might tell you the same story, but it's just it sounds so crazy and it just sounds so good. You just re-listen to it like, all right, yeah, Dad, you go ahead, finish the story, Dad. And he be like, yeah, Dad, you told me that story already. He be like, oh, I told you that story already. He be like, yeah. But it was cool though because it's just like he say great stories because it's the truth. But you be like, you just want to get his point of view, or like I love just getting my parents' point of view to anything that I'm going through in life, or just what they went through, or just their opinion, because it's just cool to me for real. Like that's how I look at it.
Those stories that he tell, they stick in your head.
I mean, I was younger. I seen my dad beat a dude up one time when I was like, what was I, Dad? 2 years old? Two. And I remember that. And I told him, don't beat me like you did that. I don't think I was 2 or 3 years old. And he said ever since that day, I started acting different towards him. But it was just like, that thing stuck in my head. And I remember my dad hit me one time when I was a kid. Like, he didn't even, parents whoop kids.
Right.
He just gave me a boom. But I remember that hit, like, to the point where I can remember the pain, like, from that day. If I flash back, I can remember it was stinging, it was hurting. I never want him to hit me again. You know what I'm saying? That was my whole thing. So I'm like, I don't want to get him to the point where he mad, because he don't even get mad. So when he is mad, he's mad.
He's
you
mad.
know what I'm saying?
You really did.
Yeah, like that's how my mom is, to the point where like if she get mad, she mad. You know what I'm saying? So I don't be wanting to. That's how.
And I think you don't have any kids yet, right?
No, I don't have no kids. No.
That way is the most effective way to raise successful kids. When they see that you're mad and you don't you don't really hit them or whatever like that, but when they get hit, oh shit, I really fucked up. Dad's really mad at me.
Yeah.
I was the same way. Son and daughter, I didn't, but I thump him upside his head, and he don't want that anymore.
Yeah.
And go on to be a great kid, just like you. No street shit. Finish school, go to work, live a good life.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, my dad always told me, like, I mean, he emphasized that in our brains. Like, when we had kids, you ain't got to whoop your kids.
No.
So that's why I'm like, whenever I, come to the day where I do have children, I ain't whooping them. But they don't just have to, ain't no, it's just simple things. But, like, my dad will bribe us, with stuff to make us work harder, right?
Yes,
like,
yes.
You go out and do this today. I got that PlayStation for you or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to find a way to go get it, and that's
the most effective way right there. Make you guys earn your reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how it do.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it just living, like, going from, like, you know what I'm saying, you hang with your parents, right? I grew up in a separate household, my mom and my dad. So, my mom is just, your traditional great mom, right? And, she do everything she can. She gonna provide for her children, and she gonna make sure everybody, she gonna give up her last before anything, right?
Like
she putting us before she put herself, right? And then my dad, you got my dad, he gonna do the same. But then it's like, you go kick it with my dad, you go to my dad's house as a kid, it's every kid's dream, right? Like, ain't no rules. You got 0 rules. You got all the candy you want. You know what I'm saying? We drinking pop. We stand up all night. Long as ain't nobody burning the house down or killing nobody, he don't care. You feel me? We eating McDonald's for breakfast. We eating Wendy's for lunch, and we eating pizza for dinner.
That's the beautiful thing of a double parent household.
Yeah,
I mean, same with my father. My mother and father split, and we go to my dad's house. He got all the football players over there spending the night. So it's one of those things, we up all night, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mr. Bell, effective parenting, co-parenting, as he just said with you. We have a lot of this these days, co-parenting. A lot are successful, as you are. A lot are unsuccessful. Let's say this, with three boys, right? What is it? How can a lot of our brothers? How do they go by this? Even if they have a other half that's not on the same path as parenting, what advice can you give them? Because we have a lot of brothers that's going through it in life with baby mamas. Not saying you did.
I understand, no.
But I figure you would know a lot. You from the 80s, 70s. You've been around for a while.
Absolutely.
You've been dealing with and seeing things.
Absolutely.
How do a lot of these brothers manage to try and raise their kids the way you did and not have that much of a problem, with the drama and all that kind of stuff?
What you mean, like, if she got 2 sons and 1 bad and 1 good?
Yeah.
And you try to raise...
You trying to, right.
Yeah, well, the one that's good, she have to tell him, everything is a learning experience. Like, if whether he doing good or bad, you have to say, this is what you want to do. If he doing something positive, you say, this is what I want to do. If he doing something negative, you say, that's what I don't want to do. See, it's all a learning experience either way it go. You know what I'm saying? So you have to teach him and try to say, well, look, if the older one done got too far gone, you know what I'm saying, and you can't help him, then he probably have to experience prison before he just, you know what I'm saying, or a scared straight program or something. You know what I'm saying? And then she try to keep the other one on the right path. Say, look, I don't want you to be like your brother. You know what I'm saying? Your brother, he's going for bad. He doing this, and he's going to end up in the penitentiary or the graveyard, and I don't want that for you. And try to save one of them if she can't save both of them.
The reason why I ask that, like I say, is because I have the conversation with a guy, one of my guests, and we were speaking. A lot of parents don't know how to prevent their kids from the street life these days. With much shit that's going on, and easier these days to get into something real fast.
Absolutely.
For sure.
A lot of parents just don't know how to prevent their kids from going out there. And some of these kids have everything, but they want to test the waters. I mean, I don't know. My way of doing things like you did, pop them upside the head and give them what all you give them, rewards or whatever. Young man, how do you manage to, the advice you can give a lot of these kids?
Oh man.
I mean,
it's just tough.
you're a successful pro ball player.
Right.
Your story need to be told more.
Yeah, they don't even know the real story though. That's the crazy part.
Hey, this is success right here.
Yeah.
This is success. I mean, what more can you ask for? You can ask for the $1 million and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna come.
Yeah.
But right here, the grind to get there is a success.
Yeah, I've really been from the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like I was at the point where people like I was depressed. I had the most depressing part of my life before. I had real bad mental health problems. I had like you know what I'm saying? Like I really was going through things to the point where it was like it's hard to. I got brothers who they look at my brothers and they like the Mike Bell kids, the Malik Duncan kids, and they were stars. You know what I'm saying? And you go and you a nobody, right? You a nobody. Nobody. I got people who's my friends. I'm thinking they my friends talking about me, spreading rumors. You know what I'm saying? In high school, I ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? They calling me. You ever remember the movie Rudy? They calling me Rudy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They say all type of shit, and it's just like, it was like, man, it was just like, it was depressing. You feel me? You young, you 15, 16, and all that. Then you trying to talk to females. You growing up. You feel me? Females playing you. And it's just a lot going into that. School ain't the same. You really depressed to the point where you don't even want to really be around people, right? And then when I had that banquet with my dad, that literally was like my turning point into my life to the point where it was like a flip a switch. And it was like, they used to like say things. They used to call me like Instagram. They used to, all you want to do is just post a picture of you in a jersey in the Instagram, right? So it was like all the stuff, you look back and you be like, okay, like, and then, but that's I flipped that switch and I worked hard and I told him I want to play cornerback. I remember like I told the coach, I'm playing cornerback. He laughed. He like, all right, you right? All right. And next you know, I worked every day with Juice. Juice worked me. Juice worked me twice a week for like 3 months. Twice a week. We went to the force up there and we was getting it in twice a week and we were just trying to figure it out and he was just the basics. He called me nephew. He said, nephew, what's going to have you be great, right, is just you doing the basics. Everything is the basics. If you can do the basics, you're going to be a star, right? And then that's when everything really started to go.
You mentioned mental health.
Right.
A lot of youngsters go through mental health.
Yes.
What was that switch that, besides the banquet, how did you get the mental health part together?
It was hard. I mean, like I have battled like from 17 to 27, so in that 10-year span, I probably had like a real mental health battle probably 3 times, right? Mm-hmm. And them 3 times in my life was the first one was when I was obviously in high school. My second one was in college, right? Like not in college, but right after college. I went from I was a true freshman starter. I went from not even playing in high school, having one great season, got into the East-West All-Star game, was pretty much just like the hood versus the suburbs, and they had me playing for the suburbs. You feel what I'm saying? When my school is in the hood. So why am I playing for the suburbs? But I go from that, and then I go to college, and then I failed a conditioning test. And I remember they was like, we brought this guy in for what? Like, we giving him a scholarship for what? But I've never been a conditioning guy.
Yeah.
But I can play football and be in condition. You know what I'm saying? So I went from that, and then I was like the fifth string corner, and then the week of the first game, they named me a starter into the scrimmage, and then the rest was history. And then I was starter, and then I became All-American as a senior. I really should have been All-American as a junior. And I put up these crazy numbers. I didn't give up a touchdown for 28 straight games. My senior year, I only gave up 3 catches in conference for 10 yards.
So did that freshman year
Yeah.
with the mental health side of things?
It was different because I just failed the conditioning test, and they looking at me crazy. Like we ain't putting money into you to go to school, and you just failed the conditioning test. Who are you? Like you not what we thought you was. You know what I'm saying? It's like okay, but the mental health really didn't kick in right then and there until like when after my senior year, and I started to get ready for the next level. And the only thing they was worried about for me is how fast are you gonna run. Never been fast. I never been fast. I just play smart enough that you think I'm fast, right? Like I'm not. If I know this guy can run a 4.2, I'm not about to let you just be running free. I'm gonna put my hands on you the best way I can, but play smart. I give up all the short stuff, but I won't let you take the top off me because I can tackle. So I'll give up that. You know what I'm saying? So after that senior year, and I didn't run the 40 that I wanted. I did everything else great. 225, 21 times. I think I jumped like a 9.11 or something like that. I jumped like a 39.5-inch vert, 37.5, something like that. But I ran a 4.66. And then, I went from, okay, you could have been, something could be happening. Because my whole thing, I want to change my family life.
Yes.
So I'm like, I put in all this effort. I want to be able to give my mom money, give my dad money, take them on trips. Like, that's my main thing.
That weighs you down and can stress you out because you want to provide so much for your parents.
And my siblings.
Your siblings as well. You always see Pops always at the game, sitting over there on the side.
He don't do the code. He
won't. Come to think about it, I never seen him do the code.
He don't do no code. You ain't catching no code. He probably
freeze.
Yeah. If it's good weather games, you probably
he be there. Yeah.
He might be at 1 or 2 if he feeling good. But other than that, he'll watch it though. But moms will come to the game. She don't even know what's going on, but she ain't doing the code either though. So she ain't gonna do the code either though.
It's one of those things where you want to impress and do for your parents so bad. It's
I felt like a failure.
Yeah. You feel that something's I did something wrong, or and that can weigh on you, especially when your parents are good people and did what they
sure.
And
you dedicate so much, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally would like not eat or not do different things, like the people that I was training with, big name dudes still in the NFL to this day, right? I trained at Michael Johnson Performance. And
hold on. That right there. A lot of kids
don't experience that. Yeah.
That kind of experience.
Yeah.
See,
Kevin Smith, the other cornerback from the Cowboys on the other side of Deion Sanders. Nobody even knew he was on the other side of Deion Sanders. They call him Pug, Coach Pug. He trained me. He trained me like my DB drills. He got me so right to the point where it was crazy. And nobody ever give him the acknowledgement because he was the other side of Deion Sanders.
Well, with you, all it took was work.
Yeah.
A lot of kids don't understand the work that you must put in to get to a level like that.
Yeah.
The mental side of you, work.
Play smart.
Where did it come from?
Just I talked to him, talked to my my brothers. They tough on me and stuff like that. But you just gotta understand, if like I'm not about to just be doing nothing. I gotta play smart. It's just like a game of chess. Like you know what I'm saying. I can be the most athletic guy and go crazy. That's not gonna always win. You're gonna outsmart me eventually.
Well, we talking football, but this football is more of making life rules, life decisions, making the right move.
Right.
Pops, seeing all 3 of your sons. I asked you this before, but every last one of them successful. What is it that because I want you to give advice. What is it that you can give? It's some type of advice you can give, again, to a father or mother to raise 3 successful boys and steer them from a lot of mistakes that some of us guys out here fall into.
Well, you just got to you got to always let them know what it's like a two-headed coin. You tell them what's on one side and what's gonna happen on the other side. If you do this, this could happen. But if you do this could happen. And and it's up to them to make the right choice. You do all you can by trying to send them in that right direction. Sometimes you know how they say you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the same way with the kids. You talk to them and you tell them, look, if you do this, this could happen for you. Nothing but good things. But if you do this, nothing but bad things. You know what I'm saying? And you got to believe in God, and you got to pray all the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because all this is just temporary.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And you got to let them know that. Give them something to believe in. You know what I'm saying?
That right there, something to believe in. You were part of the 70s and 60s, 70s, and 80s. You seen a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Far as a kid coming up down in the projects, how much did it? A kid believes, but when that belief becomes hard, and you got to do certain things, those decisions. Let me ask you this: those decisions that you have to make, how tough is it to not take that route when things are tempting? You don't want to take that route, but you take it. How tough is that decision to go about?
Well, it's definitely tough because, like my son saying, he had like mental issues or whatever. When he talked to me, like when he talked to me,
Yeah,
I talk to him and I know things on his mind. I listen to him. But like when I was coming up, I didn't have no issues like that where it has no mental issues. I didn't, I don't even think I had got depressed, even though I wanted to do these things as well.
Yes.
Take care of my mom and my pop. You know what I'm saying? And that's all I ever did is take care of everybody.
yeah,
That was my whole thing, you know what I'm saying? So when I, like I told him and the rest of them, the worst thing I ever did was dropped out of college. That was the worst thing I ever did, so I try to make sure they don't do it and try to let them know I still regret it to this day. It haunts me every day. You know what I'm saying? So letting them know that as we coming up, and then deciding to just stay positive. But when I dropped out of college and then I couldn't, my dreams, went away, then I decided to do something negative. You see what I'm saying? But when I signed up for it, I know what,
what comes with it.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? Stand down on what you do. You can go to jail. You can get killed. You can kill somebody. All this. So is this what you want? I say, well, I ain't got no money. This is what I chose. So I let them know this is what I chose, and I signed up for that. And I could have been gone a long time ago. So you try to tell them, don't do this.
You were around a lot of major players.
Absolutely.
These experiences, do they haunt you to this day in that life?
No, it don't haunt me. I tease my son sometimes. I just play with him and tell him I'm living on borrowed time because I should have been gone a long time ago. But it don't haunt me. I made a lot of bad choices, but I came up out of them, But no, don't nothing haunt me. I sleep good at night.
Good, good. The reason why I asked that because me and the sister a few episodes ago, we talked about the crack epidemic. The crack epidemic lasted a good 25 years. Do you think that was a genocidal error us killing each other, you know, one of the greatest genocides on this planet.
Yeah, pretty much, because that changed that crack era, man, was something else, man. It was just crazy, and that's why I guess the police was so hard on crack, because it was causing so many deaths.
Yeah.
Everybody was killing each other about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And then a person, when a person do something stupid, say, "Oh, that's a dope fiend move." When you do something real stupid, they call it a dope fiend move, because when you own dope, you don't care what you do.
Yeah.
And you don't care about the consequences. You just want that dope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it definitely was that. It did a number on things. You know what I'm saying? So, like I was selling crack. I never did any drugs in my life.
Or drink.
See, See, my thing in life was I always wanted to be different, but I always wanted to stay strong. I didn't want nobody talking to my kids later on in life, say, "Yeah, man, Joe beat your father up," or "Your father was a junkie," or "Your father was an alcoholic." When I was a kid, I never wanted that.
Yeah.
I was living for my kids before I even had kids.
You were intelligent always intelligent
Absolutely.
from what you spoke of right there, and then going into college.
Absolutely.
What you go to college for?
Sociology.
Sociology.
Yeah. So when my thing, my mom and my pop, they never did nothing negative. They was hardworking people, but they loved us to death. My mom, we didn't have, my mom would buy me one pair of shoes for 1 year, for the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
So, things I was going through like that, I say, when I have a son, I'm going to buy him 20 pair of shoes. He ain't going to have one pair of shoes.
Yeah.
Everything that I went through when I was little, now I was thinking about my kids before I was even having kids or having said anything. I was always thinking about my kids already.
Wow.
My kids, mine are already in my head. What I was going through, and I say, when I come to the house and I'm hungry and I ain't got nothing to eat, nothing in the refrigerator but some water,
Yeah.
I say, my kids ain't going to be like that. That ain't going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So I was always thinking about my kids before I even had kids.
Man,
so I never drunk, I never smoked, because I think that anything that you do that changes the body chemistry, to me, makes you weak. I don't judge nobody else.
Right.
I just say it makes you weak. That's like even if a person smoke a cigarette, he must be nervous.
Yeah.
That's just
yeah.
my opinion. I don't judge nobody.
Right.
And put nobody down to talk about them.
You just
say that
pick up on those
Absolutely.
things.
So
Yes.
I won't smoke no cigarette. I won't drink. I won't smoke. I never did that in my life. Never. Now you got people, when I was younger, they was doing it. Now they got older. Now they were trying to stop doing it. Now they trying to get on the side I'm on now. Where
It's harder now later on
Absolutely.
in life for them to stop.
Absolutely.
Where did that come from?
I don't even know for real. It's just been like that with me, just being around, I used to be around everybody. And I might be around some guys. I'm little and I like to hang around older guys, and I'm watching because I'm trying to learn. My mind, when you're a kid, your mind is like a sponge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm learning. I see a dude that could fight. And then here it is, he drunk. Then another dude beat him up, and then I hear him talking. He said, "Yeah, man, dude beat such up last night. Yeah, man, he was drunk." So I'm thinking to myself, because I know he could fight, but if he wasn't drunk, he would have won that fight. So therefore, I won't never be drunk.
The reason why I asked that, because addiction. You were a baby when the epidemic came about, and you see with this chemical imbalance, the crack, the alcohol, and the cigarettes. I can see why you never did, from the lifestyle you really, say, "Oh, hell no." It's a hell of a thing to see that, and I'm not trying to bring up the old.
Oh, it's okay,
But,
whatever.
Seeing someone, not judging, bringing you everything they got
Mm-hmm.
to get high.
That's right.
When you look at that shit, man,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you're going to your mind at that time when you see them bringing everything they got to get high?
Well, when they used to do that, I used to, you know, you see, I wasn't when I would say to them like I always try to give them something positive and say, look, man, you shouldn't do this.
Yeah.
But I still take it because see, the thing is, whatever they got and they trying to sell, if they trying to sell it to me, if I won't buy it, the next man will.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So therefore, I still will purchase it, but with me, I give them something positive to think about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I take it. I'm saying, look here, boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna take it. I'm saying, well, look here, man. You shouldn't do this to yourself. You shouldn't sell your stuff, man. Or you shouldn't do this. These drugs ain't no good for you. You need to get yourself together, man. You need to get in the program. I always gave them something positive.
Yes.
You know, when I would accept what they got. So
You're a different breed.
absolutely. So that's where, you know, they always, still to this day, they'll say something to me and be like, Mike, man, you this, you that, man. You always looked out for me. Even when I was messed up, man, you used to try to talk to me, you know, because that's what I used to do.
Do you think that's where that sociology going
Absolutely.
through college came
Absolutely.
in?
Because see, I used to want to study people and figure them out why they do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
That was always my thing. Why? You know, when they tell me, oh, a person ran up in the bank and shot these people, what would make them do that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Anything that a person would do, and I just was curious. I want to know. You know, I be want to talk to them for real. I want to see what's in their mind. Why did you do that? What made you do that? You know, and then you have, you know, like he said, that mental health. See, sometimes people just snap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that mental health is serious. It's real. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand that, but that's real. You can take a person today, he cool, and you see him walking around, then he start acting like he ain't social, and then next thing you know, he kill himself.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? A friend of mine just did that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people don't know that mental health is real. Like if I would have seen him and then seen him, he moving and he acting different, I say, you all right, man? You cool?
Mm-hmm.
You got something on your mind? You want to tell me? You know what I'm saying? Open the door like that.
Yeah. People forget how important that is to just check on somebody. Hey, you all right? You know, a lot of people just go on everyday life and ignoring those things.
Absolutely.
You know, and it costs that kind of thing, you know.
Absolutely.
Let's touch on this. I'm always bring it up and brag about your 3 sons, you know, my father, my brothers, you know, basketball coach at Catholic school.
Yeah, Central Catholic.
Central Catholic.
Right.
All 3 of us went there.
See, that experience right there, a lot of black males don't get. What was that experience like for you from going from public school, being able to go to a known Catholic school and get not only just an education, but it's a lifetime experience? Because this is not just a regular public school that you're going to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my mom, she started me off I went to George Washington Carver. Everybody know what George Washington Carver down the way. Then after that, she decided to, you know, going into the 6th grade, she said, I want more for you in the education system. So then she decided to send me to St. John de Pomacine. That was the name of the school. Right there on Broadway. I went there for 6th and the 7th grade. Then she decided to transfer me to St. Adelbert right there in Quincy, right? So then that was just from like her friends telling her, you know, they got the education here, you can get a scholarship to go to the next, So I did it. Then, you know, Central Catholic was a no-brainer. I wanted to go somewhere else, right? I wanted to try to do something different. It wasn't no debate for my mom and them. They just was like, you know, your brother Dede went to Central Catholic, your brother Marquise went to Central Catholic. You gotta go to Central Catholic. Mm-hmm. But see, me, I don't play basketball. You know, I ain't never played basketball, and I did, but I mean, I was terrible. I remember my dad, and he came to a game one time when I was younger, and I traveled, and I think he walked out. So shit like that.
He walked out.
Yeah. He walked out. So I knew basketball wasn't for me. Like I knew that wasn't for me. So yeah, him and my Uncle Ron came to the game, and we was like in the 6th grade, 7th grade, and me and Baker both traveled like back-to-back drives back to back, possessions, and they was tripping, and I'm like, yeah, see, this ain't for me. But just to go to Central Catholic, it was just like I said, it was no choice. Like I had zero choice, so I had to just go do what I had to do, and it wasn't no debate for her. So
Well, it's no debating. Anytime you got your kid, he got an opportunity and a chance to get somewhere in life,
But
through this education.
Yeah, I mean, from statistics, every time, from our 3 years, I mean, the 3 boys that went to Central Catholic, every one of us did some type of history at Central Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Day, he got a chance to go, Coach Duncan, whatever everybody call him, he got a chance to go to the Final Four for Central Catholic. Yeah. I was able to take Central Catholic to their second ever, football playoffs, and I was able to be a part of that. We won the conference championship. Like, I was able to be a part of that special moment, And my brother Keith, I can't really remember a lot from him. My dad probably could tell you, but we all did something, that will somehow be remembered. Day-Day's already inducted into the Cleveland Central Catholic Hall of Fame, so I'm thinking one of these days they probably gonna induct me. I don't know when, but when they do though, it's gonna be.
Put you in.
They got to. They ain't got no choice. So they definitely ain't got no choice with just everything that I did. But
Mr. Bell, a lot of parents really don't know how that feel, man. Your boys in these situations in life. You look back and you see a lot of other guys' kids, and they ain't make it.
Absolutely.
What kind of feeling is that, man?
I mean,
Father.
to know your kids took the right path, it feel great. You ain't got to, worry about that phone call at night or going down 71. You know what I'm saying? Say, man, and I told you so. I told you so. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because you did everything you could. You know what I'm saying? When your kids come in the house with a pair of shoes, say, well, you got to monitor them. You got to know what's going on with them, man. You got to stay on top of it. You know what I'm saying?
That
And
right
you see
there.
your son come in the house, he got new shoes, a jacket, he always got money, and you steady in the house, and then you wonder if you ain't gave him no money, where he got the money from?
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay on top of it. Then when something go wrong, now you want to say, oh, my baby didn't do it. My son didn't do that. My son didn't. When he was coming to the house with all them shoes and clothes and that money, what you think he was out there doing?
Yeah. A lot of parents, they're overlooking that.
They overlooking that. That's what I'm saying. You got to be on top of that. When my son came in with something, I know he has shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
I know I bought him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I bought him. Everything he got, I know where it came from. They ain't never come in with nothing. They was always on the right track. You know what I'm saying? So, to know when you trying to keep them like that and they like that, it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
You granddad yet?
Absolutely.
yeah, we got a Duncan that play for Central Catholic right now. Day-Day's son.
Yeah.
So second generation.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the fourth one.
So-
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, you at it again. You
At it
sitting back
again.
and you looking at it.
Man.
Smile on your face. You always
love
got a smile.
Absolutely.
But when talking about these boys,
Absolutely.
you glow up. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
They do that to you.
Yeah.
I love my grandsons, man. They beautiful, man. They beautiful. I love them more than they daddy. I love them more than my kids. Now I want them. I love them so much.
Seeing this second generation, knowing you did what you did with this first.
Mm-hmm.
What do you always look at future? You say you always think. What do you see?
They strictly positive, man. They great kids. Even if they wasn't mine, I love all kids, man. When I go to the store, I buy little kids stuff. I don't even know them. I introduce myself to them first. I say, how you doing? And then if they with their mom or their dad, I say, excuse me, my man. Is it all right if I give your son this $2 or $5?
Yeah.
I ask the parents first because I don't want them to feel disrespected because I'm trying to give their kids something.
Yeah.
Like they can't give it to them. You understand what I'm saying? So I always ask them first, hey, is it all right? How you doing, brother? Is it all right? My name Mike Bell. Is it all right if I give your son $2? He say, lady say, thank you for asking. Sure, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Like that. So, I love kids, you know what I'm saying? So my grandkids, they like sunshine, man. They like sunshine for sure.
Seeing the things you've seen in life, coming from where you come from, major player. We got this thing going here where I always ask my guys, when you got that first piece of money, where did you go and get, and how did it feel?
When I was in the streets?
Yeah.
Well, before I had got the first piece of money with that, when I had worked a job in a factory when I got out of school.
So you always had money.
Right. So when I worked this job at a factory, I only worked it for, I think, 3 weeks. It was killing me, man. I couldn't do it. I said, this ain't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they paid me. My first check I got, I had Day, my oldest son. I spent every dime of my check on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I wanted to do, take care of my son. That's the whole reason I was working. But I was trying to tell him, he wasn't nothing but a little dude, but I was telling him, he ain't know what I was talking about, but I was telling him, I can't work this factory, man. It's killing me. You know. But I spent my whole check on him when I worked. That was that first job I worked for 2-3 weeks, something like that. When they paid me, I quit and spent my money on my son. And then after that, I went to school. But after that, when I decided to hit them streets and I started making them major chips, that's all I was doing was taking care of him and his mom. And
so put it back in the family.
Absolutely. I had bought my mom a car, my dad a car, my mom a living room set, my dad a dining room set. I was just, taking care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
you shared the love.
Absolutely.
You spread the love.
Absolutely.
When everybody see you, from what I see, it's always love.
Absolutely.
Love and laughter.
Absolutely.
You grew up in harsh times down there.
Absolutely.
To stay straight on this narrow path after, easy or hard?
I think it's easy for real to stay positive, man. It's easy if that's what you want. Anything that you want, it's easy, man. It comes with easy. Just like to me, I think it's like I tell my kids, it's like practice. You just keep practicing, and you're gonna get better and better. Like I used to tell Malik. You know what I'm saying? When he was upset at the banquet, I told him, don't worry about it. Me and him sitting there, he want to cry, and that ain't gonna do you no good.
Yeah.
That ain't gonna help you. You got to work. When you work, son, I promise you work hard, you're going to get it. They're going to give you awards and everything. And you just remember how they treated you today.
Yeah.
I try to tell him that to keep him to something to keep him driving.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That'll keep you driving. If you get cut from a team or they treat you bad, and that gives you motivation to keep you going. You see what I'm saying? And you make you try harder. You know what I'm saying?
When did you know you had something in the boys?
Well, even when they was little, as they was coming up, they was little. They would always listen. They was never hard headed. Like I said, I never had to whoop them. My thing was, I used to trick them, say I'm gonna buy them this and buy them that. But that not really trick them, but just tell them that. Say, hey, if you do this, you do that. I'm gonna buy you this and buy you that. And they used to cry to be with me.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to whoop them or do anything. Like their punishment would be, okay, I'm not coming to pick you up. You can't go with me. Oh, and then they start crying. I say, well, act right, do the right thing. Listen to your mother, whatever.
Yeah.
I keep them positive, and then if you be good, then you can hang out with your dad. And that's what they always wanted to do. They wanted to hang out with their dad. So
you ain't got no rules at his house. Yeah, you go over there hang out with him.
McDonald's, when they be hungry, mom be mad. Their mother be mad because they wouldn't eat the food. They didn't want to eat the home cooked food, which is best for them.
Yeah.
I know it's best for them, but or sometimes when we out together, she'll try to say, they want different things.
Yeah.
She say, no, she'll try to say, look, everybody gonna get this,
Yeah.
But me, if you want pizza, I'm gonna take you to pizza. You want Chinese food? I'm gonna take you get Chinese food.
Literally.
What you want? McDonald's? Okay, then we all riding. You got pizza, he got Chinese food, you got McDonald's, you got Burger King. Everybody happy. That's how I used to do it. You know what I'm saying? So
no problem.
Absolutely. So the kids love that. I love it because my thing was, if you happy, I'm happy.
Yes.
That's how I am.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That's always my thing. If you happy, I'm happy. I want to make you happy. So if you happy, I'm happy.
That this type of fatherhood parenting, Where did that come from?
Well, I guess you could say it came from my mom and my pop because they didn't have nothing, but they loved us to death. Like, we didn't have new clothes. My mom say, son, we can't afford new clothes, but your clothes is clean. Long as your clothes clean, you good.
Yeah.
And that, I used to tell them that, I ain't got no new clothes, but my clothes clean. Long as my clothes clean, I'm good. But my mom, they would do anything for me, and my dad, but they didn't have nothing.
Yeah.
But they would do it.
They
You
would
know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? Yeah. You can think like, well, like if you just say, I asked my dad, you got $2? He say, son, I don't got it, but if I had it, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
To him to tell me that, you know what I'm saying? I know he don't got it.
Yeah.
Because he ain't even got no gas in his car. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But for him to tell me that, say, if I ever had it, I'm definitely going to look out for him. You know what I'm saying? Because that means a lot for a person to not have it. To me, it means a lot for a person not to have it and say that, man, if I had it, I'll give it to you. To according to another person having it and not giving it to me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes. Family is everything.
Absolutely.
A lot of times out there in the streets, a lot of these guys don't have family, so they move a different way. No kind of feeling. It seems like you know what I mean. But when they come into the streets and they meet guys like you, and showing them what family is like, showing them what the love is like, things kind of take a change, with some of these guys. Family, like I say, this podcast is all about telling your story and seeing your future. We all have a past,
Absolutely.
but it's that future that you look toward after your past, and knowing that you have a hell of a future ahead of you, Mr. Bell, with these boys. That's a congratulations. Much success,
Thank
Mr. Duncan.
Yeah.
Anything you want to plug, to the people?
Nah, man. Just if y'all get
come on,
if y'all get a good chance, check out Quad City Steamwheelers this upcoming season. Season started in March. Indoor Football League, National Championship be on CBS. So
That's big shit, man.
Yeah.
You got to pop that.
I'm just
man.
saying, I just gotta
like
just
this.
tell him, you know what I'm saying? Just catch your boy Malik Duncan. That's what I mean. I told you everything person for me. If they gonna watch it, they gonna watch it. If they ain't gonna watch it, they ain't gonna watch it.
If it's on CBS,
Well, we get into the chip though. We already went before, but we got to get back. So it's that get back. We got to get back for sure.
Mr. Bell, anything?
Well, no, I just want to tell them I'm dropping an album next month.
Yeah, he said he a big deal on Instagram. He a big deal on Instagram, man. They love him. They love him, man. They love how he is on Instagram. I always tell people my dad is a free comedian. So I'm about to become me and my sister Michaela, we about to become his managers, and we about to take him to the next level.
He's a social person, so for
Yeah.
him to be social, this social media is right up his alley.
But they don't know. See, the world don't know who the real Mike Bell is. So we trying to tell people who he really is. That he's been doing the things that he been doing. He already was doing this type of stuff. Just nobody never noticed he was doing it. But we know.
See, you as the sons, you get real inside on stuff.
Yeah, we get.
Everybody can't get it.
Nah.
You see, that's why it's so special to you guys.
Yeah,
so.
he crazy, man.
Hey, same thing you go through with yours. Imagine what I'm going through with mine.
I already know how your dad is too.
Your dad's great, man. You got a good dad, man. He always be like, Mike, you got another one for me?
Yeah,
I got another one.
He know.
Yeah.
He know what's gonna come with it. You know, 3 back to back.
Yeah.
Successful program. You know, he know what's gonna come with it. You know.
Yeah.
And when you got that, it's like it's an unbelievable thing, man. It's unbelievable, man, to see your family and my family gel and see the smiles.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, thank you for coming out. I wanted to get you on here, get your story and show everybody success you know, when you can overcome street shit.
Absolutely, man.
Street recovery. We out of here, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Man, shit. Tyson, you. So, like, big deal.
Yeah.